This thing running. Shouts to the cast, yo. Just saying. It's a whole lot going on. Appreciate you tuning in and subscribing. Doing all the likes and this stuff. I appreciate it for real. You don't really have to do it. You just decide to be around. I don't know exactly what intrigues you past a certain point, but I do appreciate you deciding to be around for this. Whatever. Man, right now, amidst WrestleMania season, there's so much afoot. There are things that are taking place, and everybody, I would say, of course, they deserve a round of applause for how they're handling themselves on screen. But it really speaks to what things are going to look like in 5 years. Just looking at how much the landscape has changed, even now, with the early changes and then the later on changes up to what we have now with, all characters fairly established. You know what I mean? Like, it's a very interesting time in sports entertainment. It's cool again. Well, I don't. Cool is in the mind of the beholder. That's what I know. You know what I mean? But so far as this being interesting enough for people to want to, this is talking point television. I'll say that. So from what I got to see on Raw this week, man, I mean, it's gonna move things forward for a lot of people. A whole lot of character development took place from what I noticed. So from the things I could pick up on, I even took some time to really let it all just be as is for a little while in my world before we move into the next one, SmackDown tomorrow. So, man, Raw, what was that, for March 4th? Cody and Seth right now, man. Seth in the spot that he's in with, just being the champion and the rest of it. I mean, at this point, we're looking at the dynamics of the championships. I'm looking at an NXT championship, and then I'm looking at a main roster championship. I'm looking at the lineage. I'm looking at getting the F out. I'm looking at, a lot of history that they're going to give to that title. They're going to give that value to that and say this was the main idea for this many decades. So there's that. And it's almost gotten too big for itself. And only a couple of people are going to be able to wield that title. And, I hear small rumblings here and there in the community about what the ratings are going to be and, how things are going to shift when it's Cody. But then in the same breath, these content creators, they speak to sports entertainment being ongoing. Like if it's an ongoing sport, if it's a constant, there's no breaks, there's no time off and in between, then I think it's a little obvious, that ratings are going to fluctuate, if we're looking at it like that. I don't think we're looking to Cody to be the savior. It's a little early to have someone that's going to save the generation. The new era has just started. So, forced passion, and this is why we don't really associate with too many of the elements within the community. But I do see them banding together to begin some form of a war between what the creative needs to be. I've taken a small interest in this. I will not front. I see who's running the shebang over there, but then at the same time, I know who runs the shebang in the main part of the internet wrestling community. You see what I mean? So far as opinion bases and the rest of it, it's. I'm not going to speak to too much, but I know who's who when it comes to vocal minorities. So, you're going You don't know what type of war you gearing up for. I don't want to have a pony in a race per se. You know what I mean? But I kind of know. I kind of know where my folk would be standing if I was to hear about somebody trying to go to war with opinions and such like that. I think it might make for good creative, depending on how some things play out so far as the clashing in the opinions about what needs to happen. So again, I'm paying very close attention. Those that need to be addressed, I'll speak to them in time, just as Cody called Rock a politician. You know what I mean? I'm definitely seeing a lot of the militancy taking place. Now the guys up on high, in my opinion, they don't have nothing to worry about for right now. That's my opinion, though. I could be wrong. Meanwhile, we looking at, who's trying to start wars. So we take the time, and hopefully, whoever's trying to start war, know what's gonna have to come with that, because you basically going up against forms of, in the WWE universe. Like he told, yo, let me chill, and we just gonna continue on with the show, because at the end of the day, Seth and Cody rolling together now. Good look. I see what the title is. I see what the direction is for things. This is the only way, and I don't want Seth to lose personally, but I also want Drew to win, and I want Seth to win at Mania. But right now, I think Drew has re-earned a moment to claim at WrestleMania, the moment that was definitely taken from him by a pandemic, So it's like, nah, if he could get that back, cool. And then he can go and figure out Punk down the line, and that's going to be good and just fine and dandy. I don't want to jump through too far, but at the end of the day, Seth having all of this extra stuff going on can be some part of the distraction from having the, an important championship. So I can appreciate, what I mean, what's happening as far as them trying to make the tag title make sense. Or, the tag team match at WrestleMania Night 1, making it make sense. I mean, I want to say how's Drew feeling all of this, but he's already made it quite clear, and we'll get into that. Gunther Dirty Dom. All right. I thought another Raw match. I thought they was going to do it at the pay-per-view. Fine, no problem, whatever. Gunther's obviously going to win on Raw. I'm not mad. I do enjoy the Damian Priest character with Finn Balor, and that's they're tag champions, so it's like I'm enjoying the Finn Balor character also. When Rhea said turn, go ahead, go vicious, that was one side, and then we saw Dame since then literally turn into that same exact energy too. So Judgment Day is looking really good in my opinion right now. Dom in defeat, whatever. A great match with him and Gunther. I enjoyed it, and then JD is looking prominent, and then we're paying attention to El Idolo, which I do notice that there's, some form of the, who knows what's about to take place. But I don't really know if we need to be having dissent between, like Dom and Idolo, along with JD. I really feel a strong union there. Just as far as like that next part of the Judgment Day build. Now, what are we doing? Do we need any more members after JD? I don't know about that. No, excuse me. After Andrade, I don't know. But it depends on how we doing things. Let's keep this build building. I'm liking it a lot, a whole lot. Like they done went through their little silly nilly with it. I'm sure some silly nilly can still take place, but I definitely want to see, and I want to see what they might be able to do with Andrade, because that's the extra shot that it makes sense and feels good as far as a stronger team now, instead of it being like we had our comedy act. So now let's go ahead and get serious about it. So Gunther Dom, solid stuff. Shayna Baszler, Zoe Stark, Kaden and Katana. I didn't get to see it. I'm a little mad that they lost, but it's okay. It's something going on. Raw is it's a different animal, man. Like there was a moment when NXT had the best women's division in pro wrestling. We're getting back to that slowly on NXT, which we will get to those streets in a little bit. But the main roster has a different appeal. Now we need in ring. That's what's gonna have to be necessary now. They need to not be afraid of an injury, but I do understand the importance of safety while on the road. So right now, the women's division is on chill. Like, we gonna keep it on chill until it's time to really get it popping. You know what I'm saying? So there goes that. Shouts to Hulu for their version of Raw that I get to see every week. And yeah, I'm looking forward to more superstars getting placed in a position, you know what I mean, in the women's division. Like right now, Nia Jax is the most recent addition to that fold. And she's been that. Before she left, it was not that. We had the same belief in her with the eyes and all of that shit. And yep, the eyes where she does that, it all fits. Her taking on Becky on Monday and winning by DQ because Liv, good. All right. Liv Morgan Revenge Tour. I don't like the way they try to tell that story, and I'm not liking the fact that Becky is looking like she's going to get off even though she was the one that jumped into this shit initially. I don't like it. But that's how that goes, because they're just trying to like grasp for straws as far as, oh, they're like, yo, medicine, did you there? Oh, that wasn't necessary. That was kind of like dry bones. I'm not really feeling it. I'm loving aggressive Liv though. I'm loving it. She's been turned. Liv and Roxanne Perez right now from this. They sleeping in the same hotel room, or they live on the same hotel floor. Like right now, I'm vibing with it. I like it. I like what they're doing, and as long as it's done responsibly, I think that these can be solid additions for their character, because we don't need that scrappy wild shit out of every character. You know what I mean? Like the attempt on this back in the day was with Butch, and I mean, everybody just wanted to see Pete Dunne back after once that shit started happening. So right now, everything is in a good spot. I'm liking Liv. I'm just not liking the way they trying to insert her into the story with Becky and all the rest of it. Now, if I'm paying attention, then Liv jumping in for Becky jumping in general. Why did Becky have to come out and go at Nia Jax like that? Oh, they got their match and blah, blah, blah. But now it's like, okay, is Liv going heel? Because that's the next direction. Because Becky's not going to be heel, but then we got our direction where her and Rhea at Mania. So is Liv jumping in that? You know what I mean? Like, how far are we going with this revenge tour? You know, like, what's going to happen? Because if Liv fucks up the Mania Women's Championship match, I wouldn't be mad, but I'm going to chill right there before I get hopes up and all the rest of it, and just allow creative to be creative on it. And shouts to the whole team back there getting it popping. Andrade Apollo Crews. Apollo's back. Well, Apollo, got selected for Andrade. I understand. Something to do. Shouts to Andrade. You know what I mean? Like, it was the NXT experiment in Apollo. And now we have Andrade back. Better music. Great. Little mask thing. Great. The fans still know him. Great. I want to see at random passing bys with Andrade and Zelina now. Like those little Mania standoffs would be the moments, man. So I'm liking it. a lot. There goes that. And shouts to Apollo. We just gonna have to see what they have in store for him now. I know how the game gets. It's been a couple of years now. Apollo could stand to make a move over to SmackDown and go and hang out with Ced and Ashanti. That's how I feel about it right now, or that's the spot he's in. If he was to pop up with a new character change or something like that with those guys, faction, something, I don't know. I don't know if I'd be too upset about seeing it. The people will start talking that, get him with the Hurt Business, well, redo the Hurt Business or whatever, new Hurt Business, or the Suit Profits and B-Fab and all that. I mean, it would make sense. We're in that era. We need that right now. People need TV time, so get everybody in a faction. Fuck it. Everybody don't need to be in a faction, but let's go ahead and up the numbers. Why not? I don't see why it couldn't be a thing. But I don't book the show. It's just an idea going in. Sami Zayn, Ivar, okay, fine. 6-person gauntlet match next week. Sami Zayn and the rest of the gang. I'm actually pulling for Ricochet in that match. I was thinking they was going the direction that all of the internet was talking with the ladder match and the Intercontinental Championship at Mania. I was hyped to hear about it, but no. But everyone's getting a little one-on-one part of this story. Chad Gable is looking like the sentimental favorite going in, but we'll see what happens at Mania. Sami Zayn and Ivar, Sammy's moving and shaking, doing what Sammy do. Ivar, shit, yeah, it's a good match. Sammy beat Ivar but can't beat Drew McIntyre. It puts Drew McIntyre just that much higher. And I'm liking a lot of these types of builds, these types of stories where we don't necessarily need to get the rematch every single week to know who's stronger. It's like different things happening. I didn't even get to see the match, but I'm glad they went at it, and I'm glad that Sammy picked up that victory. Ivar is gonna need to get back to impressing the crowd again, because we all know he does that. So he'll get that popping, and let this combat continue to develop and flourish. Drew McIntyre, Jey Uso, all sorts of crazy shit. Solo came out. Now Jimmy's out there. Okay. Jey Uso and The Rock standoff, we gonna need that. That's gonna have to be a thing. Nobody's worried about Jimmy right now. Nobody's worried about Solo right now. Let everything just be chill on Rock mode. And when The Rock and Jay face off, I think that's electricity. That's electricity right now. Everyone's mad at The Rock. Oh, because Roman Reigns is the tribal chief, and man, The Rock doesn't. This is Roman's era. Well, this was Roman's era. We don't know what's going to happen with these championships at Mania, but it's been Roman's for 3 years. This is exactly what they were all thinking about every single time, on some Samoan Family Dynasty stuff. So I'm going to stay right there on that. We just going to wait for things to take place. And Drew McIntyre picking up the win on Jey Uso made the most sense. So there's good on that. But, hey, yo, more important, let's go ahead and get over to these streets of NXT, bruh. See what's going on out here. A lot of things, man. A lot of real character development has been taking place. Shouts to the 2 out of 3 falls that happened over on Level Up. I don't know what's about to happen next with some of that stuff. It was Hank and Tank, and then like Tyreek, Igwe, and the other guy. I can't remember his name right now. I apologize, but I'm liking all 4 of them. This is good stuff. Level Up it's like just different ins and outs. You're learning some of the ropes, man. I would say even tune in if you're into watching Tough Enough and breaking ground, because that's what's going on. Meanwhile, NXT, man, look, Tony D, new theme song, good. A lot more epic and Italian, excellent. Got Riz on deck, excellent. You know what I'm saying? Got my man Underboss on deck. Stack still rolling, good bread. What else? And then who is it? My man the Consigliere? What? See, that's that Level Up, you know what I'm saying, right there. Because now, Luca Crucifino just went from, oh, that's the lawyer guy. That's the Esquire guy. That's the legal guy that does Level Up, and he's on the way up. He has the theme song that everybody's already heard. Now, you know what I'm saying? We got Luca Crucifino, Consigliere of the Family. That's a good look. I'm liking the mob top for him. I appreciatively. Like, I do like that. And it goes in directions because he got the look. He looks like Tony D. Like I'm telling you. Zion Quinn and damn Dijak. And speaking of Dijak, Dijak Joe Gacy Asylum match. Hey, look. Very elaborate cage setup. Sideways doors, all sorts of crazy shit. I'm not even opposed to it. Crazy about Gacy? No. The character's okay because he's leaning into all of it. He's just going full crazy. Fine. Crazy about his character? Me personally, not super exact. But he reminds me of enough of the crazy characters, you know what I'm saying, and moments that have throughout the years and generations. So, good. Does he lack the cool factor? Absolutely. But I don't know if that's his demographic. I like him. I'm going to work with him. And then we got Dijak and the Moonsault. You know, like if Dijak was looking like the big bro of NXT or one of them, yep. And we so glad that he's even on the roster to be able to do things like that, because then we could work with and he picked up the victory. You know what I mean? So it's like, yo, that it's perfect, man. I liked it. I liked it a lot. So there goes that. Dijak Gacy, okay, cool. Let's fucking move on. But if Gacy still wants to be crazy, then I could never be mad at that, because that little crazy character might start growing. And it's happening a little bit. So it's like, you know what? I'm gonna respectfully I like it. I see it. We see it. Hold on. Shouts to Jade Cargill. Just saying. You know what I mean? On some like this presence. Gacy has a form of presence. You know what I mean? With that crazy character. Like he's developing it. So let's not turn it up to 1,000,000 just yet. You know what I mean? But let's go ahead and, allow that to happen. And do not make don't cross paths on that. Don't cross no, none of that. I was just using reference because we haven't talked about Jade, but Jade has been making a couple of appearances here and there. Shouts to her. So good match. Dijak picked up the victory. That was good. Gacy's on the way up. That's good for him. Tag champ. Wolf Dogs chase you. Andre Chase University size ass kicking. King Booker hit the nail on the head. I want to see Andre Chase go the fuck off. I want to see him and Duke. Yo, Duke was saving the match the whole time. Like, I don't know, I was watching that part. I saw Duke kicking ass every single time I looked at the screen. I'm looking at Andre, and it's like, I like the boss, the mentality. It looks like the mindset is he's the boss, but everybody else is the muscle right now, and I'm not really feeling it. I don't know how I feel, man. We need the real shit out of Chase, like all the real shit. Like he needs some Gacy in his life. Now there goes that. Wait, and then the Wolf Dogs. I mean, come on, man. I wouldn't even call shenanigans to get those titles off of him. I'd say keep Braun moving back and forth. He's a solid transition, the same way like he's the semicolon right now in the Raw and the NXT. I'm appreciating it, but he's on SmackDown. I like it. Yeah, so on the Wolf Dogs, man, yo, look, everyone said it. Honestly, looking at NXT 2.0 and then looking at Baron Corbin, Happy Corbin, Braun Breaker being the face of that company, or that part of the brand for that long, and going white meat, and then the people spoiling on him, and then Baron just not. Look, these guys need each other, and they've been needed each other, and now they're there together. So let that be a thing for the meantime. I'm telling you, the same way it worked out with Trick and Mello, they could work this out in that different element with these two, because they bring that different style. You know what I mean? They got it's a little more gritty, a little more glitz and glam with Trick Mello. You know what I mean? Back then. But I'm liking it. I'm liking the Wolf Dogs a lot right now. Real gutter shit. Anyway, Shawn Spears, Uriah Connors. All right, Tennis back. Fine. Call him Shawn Spears. Fine. Uriah Connors. Never heard of him. Not even on Level Up, but he made it to NXT. It was something for somebody to do. New guy is here, but he's not new at all, but there's a lot that's changed since he's been gone. They should have never took him off NXT to begin with, my opinion. Old era. Matches are built differently now. Let's go ahead and see if he can keep up. Did he make my screen? I mean, there's a line. Got to pencil him in. We'll just wait for HBK to go ahead and give that the green light. He got a little bit of attitude last time I seen him, but honestly, I looked at Shawn Spears, and I think again, Jade Cargill with presence. Now, I'm not saying we're waiting for Jade. I'm just saying I'm not really putting a whole bunch of priority on faces that I ain't seen before, when we already know that there's real presence in Jade, and we all waiting for her to come on around. And whatever's going on down there with everybody and their star power and all the rest of that shit, look, just get along and love each other. I could go deeper into that, and I'm pretty sure I will at another time. You're probably going to have to be tuned in for, that's a super VIP, night version, LIT, I'll be around for it. It means one of my guys coming in right now with the delivery, so I might have to make this move in a bit. I'm going to tell him to just put that over there. Pass by y'all. I would show them to y'all, but the motorcade is a little bit different. Yeah, it's right over there. My man got the boxing gloves on. Don't ask the type of shit we got going on over here, bro. But anyway, so Sean Spears, excuse me, picked up the victory over Uriah Connors. Good on him. Good on him. Now, for our sports animatainment portion of the show, I was so excited for it. Kabuki Warriors took on Lyra Valkyria, NXT Women's Champion. And I don't know where or how, but she is a bright spot for me on that show. I don't know what. Maybe she take that crazy shit down a little bit. The copycat thing, I don't like it. You know what I mean? Like her trying to redo it better. Like nobody likes the Mokujin character that just takes everybody's moves. But her and Lyra, I'm sensing more Tatum. I want more Tatum. I don't want more Lyra. I want more Tatum. I don't care about this championship shit and nothing like that. We want Tatum. Tatum going crazy on ripping souls out and peering in through they fucking chakras. I don't know. It started good. Midway through was solid enough. But then once it was like, we don't do cliches. You got to stay out of the cliche bag when it comes to talking that dark shit. It's the only way if you're going to really develop that sort of character. Because, I mean, it's easy to do crazy, but right now, we've got to live on a revenge tour. We don't need a rendition of that. We need Tatum Paxley. So there goes that. And I love Tatum for the record. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, look, like Tatum's right. Now I wouldn't say right up there with Coda, but because Coda's in another space right now. I actually need to call her. She's I'm not even gonna talk about it. Whatever, yo. But to Kabuki Warriors won. Asuka and Kairi, man, they doing it. They got their the glimpses of it are awesome. And then they're just in between getting to the next spot. I'm not even talking in ring. Keep on working that camera, ladies. Like, kind of be going off, no question asked. And she's like the haven for that. And then Kairi has the look and knows exactly what to do. So let's go ahead and continue appealing to that part of the community, because that is where a lot of the cool is. It's the cool that myself and DJ have the same vision on so far, sports entertainment being cool again. I see it, but that's just me. Anyway, Fallon Henley, Blair Davenport, heard it on the show. I had a feeling. I seen the pump fake from a mile away. Wasn't on my TV, but I knew that at this point would be here, so I was excited to learn that those two were gonna go at it, just on some like, oh, good. So as far as like tiers, if A is the highest tier, and I know we got S tier and all that, but we're not gonna do that. We're gonna keep it at A. So right now they're on a solid B as far as like the women's division and the structuring of it all. I like those two solid fundamental characters. Definitely solid enough in ring, or not. I wouldn't say solid enough, no, but they can carry a match. And I mean, Blair's already proven herself throughout the years. God, how long has Blair been around, y'all? So there's that. And then Fallon, obviously, like, we just waiting for the moments. And that's how I feel about everybody across the board. For real. I just can't be thinking everybody's names off the top of my head at the moment. Oh, man. So there we go. And then we got Tony D, Carmelo Hayes. Tony D picked up the victory over Melo, and now he's number one contender for Ilya Dragunov's championship. Tricking outside, playing around, jumping with the music, and then going back. The crowd look, I can appreciate how responsible they're being with Trick Williams on television. Good for me. I think Trick is learning valuably, and I'm happy to see. I'm happy to see these things. So let's just keep this shit rolling. Tomorrow's SmackDown. Everybody's gonna be there. You should too. I'll be around come Saturday to go ahead and you know, check the scene. Holla at your boy.